starting on the side of the hand, you will just repeat after me. Even though I'm nervous.
Even though I'm nervous.
I deeply and completely.
Love,
accept, and forgive myself.
Love, accept, and forgive myself.
And even though this feels like an entirely new experience.
And this feels like an entirely new experience.
And my nerves are all jacked up.
And my nerves are all jacked up.
I choose to love and accept and forgive myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept and forgive myself anyway.
Maybe anyone else.
Maybe anyone else.
Who might have been involved.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
I don't know why that's making me emotional.
Yes. That's tapping. That's the beauty of tapping.
And I feel more relaxed than I thought. I thought I was relaxed. Now I feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And this was just a couple of rounds of very basic tapping. It was just a little
cool.
Taste test.
Tell us, I have so many questions around that. So does that mean, so you'll tell us a bit more about tapping? Okay, you'll introduce yourself.
Yes.
Then tell us what tapping is, and can you say any words? Like, how does it work? So
yeah, of course. So hello, my name is Mausam. I am a confidence and voice activation coach, and I work with women, help women to own their power and take up space, and especially in their leadership positions. And we're basically just what do you call it? Like throwing out the rule book, dishing out the rules, and using our voice, activating it, and speaking up and taking up space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like doing it in a way that's fun and relatable, even though there is a lot of energetic aspects to it. So yeah, that's what I do. Tapping is the most magical thing ever. It is like, I like to refer to it as acupuncture without needles.
Nice.
So we're just tapping on different acupuncture points, and they're along the meridian points, which is rooted in traditional Chinese medicine. And what we're effectively doing as we're doing that is reducing the cortisol levels in our body. So it's reducing the stress, in the brain, and it's bringing our prefrontal cortex, is activating it again. It's switching it on, so that we're able to drop out of fight or flight and into a more relaxed state where it was like, okay, now I can think, now what's next? And what this does is also, it's a way of rewiring the brain.
Yeah.
So we're basically taking, just taking the old neural pathways, addressing them head on, and building out new ones, which is just, again, neuroplasticity. And I like to see it as it's a very energetic practice. Again, it's rooted in, traditional Chinese medicine and stuff. It's like we're working along the meridian points, the energy points, and we're just kind of tapping on them and reducing that.
Do you have to say affirming words or just anything or statements when you're tapping, or can you just tap to nothing?
You can tap to nothing if you're especially feeling, like a stress response or something. But I really like having like something, because even if you're feeling that stress, there is something that's stressing you out. There is a little trigger or something. Yes, you can do that. But if you're wanting to really use it more effectively in the sense of, I want to reframe this, I want to not feel this way again, or, just completely do away with this trigger, then yeah, it's definitely worthwhile to address it head on, which is when you pick out, this is the thing that I'm tapping on, like we did for the nervousness or anxiety or something, and we're just addressing that. And the good thing, the thing that I love with tapping, that, again, we're here to talk about spirituality and stuff, and one of the things is, like, a lot of people, like, there's this thing called toxic positivity. Okay?
Yeah.
We're not doing any of that here.
Yeah.
We're addressing it head on.
Yeah.
I feel like shit. I feel like, my world is about to collapse. This is, I hope swearing is okay. But,
Yeah.
but like, you're addressing, like, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not going to beat around the bush with it.
It's basically when we talk of face your fears, for example,
Yeah.
you can actually address them. Just say what you're feeling, and
You
then
see
tap
what you're
to
feeling.
it.
Yeah, because sometimes even, it's
didn't know
easy
that.
to tell someone, oh, just stop thinking about it and just face your fears, or just do it. What's stopping you from doing it? I'm so anxious. Oh my God, what if I fail? What if people think I'm a loser? I just feel like I'm a loser. Like, you're just going to tap on these things, and
really?
we're addressing those things head on. Like, we're not, again, like I said, we're not dilly-dallying around,
I see
beating
what
around the bush.
toxic positivity would have been. No, it's okay. I am okay.
Yeah,
Those
yeah, yeah.
affirmations are good until they
Yeah,
become toxic.
yeah.
So what you're saying, or what I'm hearing, is you can tap to anything. I didn't know that. Like, I
You
can
can tap to
literally tap
anything.
to whatever.
You can tap to anything. I did so we were talking about this earlier, and I told you I set out on an experiment last year, and I went for, like, okay, I'm going to do tapping for the whole year, every single day on whatever is coming up for me. I don't remember all of the things, because sometimes that happens, once you're done, like, it's done. Like, you won't even remember it.
Yeah.
That's how we, even when we've changed because we've witnessed our own growth. Sometimes you look back and you're like, oh yeah, I was like that. Like, that was an issue. I don't remember, we just don't remember how it feels. So, but
Yes.
some of the the majority of the things, the major things that happened or worked for me was I healed from, I was still dealing with, just leftover sort of relationship trauma from a previous relationship. Healed that. Don't feel the triggers really much anymore. I healed from just the fear of putting myself out there, the constant, like, that, what's it called? The self-criticism to an extent, like, it's still there. It's still going to be there. I'm human. But it's not as, like, controlling, has me in its death grip anymore. I healed my lower back pain.
Really? Because
I cleared out the emotional triggers from that. And what we're doing basically, so as much as, I told you all of the scientific stuff around tapping, it's as much as an energetic practice because we're working on the emotional aspect of it as well. And it's mind and body. Because as you're tapping,
Yeah.
sometimes you're activating the body. So whatever is stored in the body has a chance to come out.
Wow.
As well. So we're not just working with this tiny 5-10% here. We're working with the rest of the body as well.
Even if you are just tapping up here.
Yes, because these are meridian
points.
points. So what is happening is we are activating. It's like, the chakras in the yogic system.
Yes. We talked about that last week.
Yeah. Or the even acupuncture, like sometimes they'll put it, it's literally acupuncture without needles.
The nadis.
Right?
They call them nadis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just all of that. It's just all of that. So once you're stimulating that, it's again, they're all connected. It starts working from that.
What else did you heal, or what else can someone heal?
I've healed my fear of needles. Diminished it. I don't think it's completely gone.
Yeah.
Like I don't like needles. But it's not again as like, oh my God, like I cannot. That's gone. There was something, what else? There's so many things.
Can you heal depression, mental?
Yes. Yeah.
Mental wellness issues?
Yes.
Can you heal physical ailment?
It's a mind-body thing. Like whatever you can think of, you use it for manifestation. I've used it for manifestation. Manifesting certain things. If I'm just clearing out the resistance of it, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the way I use it is, the application is, we're clearing out what is the thing that's keeping you from where you want to go. What is the thing that's keeping you from being you as a whole, Miriam, instead of just parts of you. So we're integrating the parts of you as well. So is there something that's playing out constantly in your mind, whether it's an unconscious level or an unconscious level, right? There's a way to also get out the unconscious narrative, because I'll pick it up. Like as we're talking, sometimes I will be like, hey, you know what, this kind of came up a couple of times. Let's work on this. How do you feel about this? There's a lot of the things we're saying, they're unconscious thoughts, they're unconscious narratives, the things that we've constantly told ourselves over and over and over again that we don't even realize we're telling ourselves these things.
Yeah.
Right? Or sometimes we're too close to our own like stuff that it's become a blind spot. And again, it's unconscious. We're not going to be aware of it.
That's why it's a blind spot.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, like we pick up the subtleties of it, and then we'll pull out whatever the feeling is. But a lot of it is working. What's the feeling? Because the feelings are leading you, those emotions are leading you to the thoughts or to the stories that are creating it. And sometimes you don't even need that, because I have literally tapped on the randomest thing. Like, I don't remember exactly what I tapped on, but there was one time, like, something was just irritating me. I was so irritated. I just went and tapped on that. I started crying about something entirely different. I was like, I did not know these things were related. But okay, we're just going to go with that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have to follow a certain... What are the meridian points? And do you have to follow a certain system?
Yeah, so the meridian points are just like, that particular, probably like that highway in the body. But the points are very simple. We don't overcomplicate it, overcomplicate things here. So this is just the set of points. So we just use this once, which is the side of the hand here, the fleshy part.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that setup, which is what we did at the start, then we just go into the main points. So we're just going to keep repeating those. So there's the top of the head, the start of the eyebrows, side of the eye, under the eye, upper lip, chin, the collarbone, this kind of fleshy bit here. So it's just slightly under the collarbone. And then under the arm.
Armpit.
Yeah. And then the two wrists together. And that's one, and we just repeat that.
But it doesn't have to be... Like, I don't have to think about following a specific routine.
No. Like, even if you miss one of the points, not a big deal.
Okay.
But if you're repeatedly missing it, then you might want to wonder, might want to ask yourself, like, why do I keep missing that one particular point? Where is the resistance coming up? Obviously on an unconscious level. Because, again, all of these different points are related, similar to the chakras. They're related to different parts inside. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I'm smelling because I just remembered the thing you were coaching me on, and I want to talk about your coaching and your spiritual journey. And I'm just thinking I could have tapped on literally that conversation.
Yeah.
The thing about time
like oh
and
my
boundaries.
God, the amount of things I've rewired or just shifted my stories around, I just don't always remember them off the top. Like, I remember these big ones, but there's so many smaller ones. Like I said, once we're done, we're done. Like, it's not even a thing until, you come back to it and you're like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I used to struggle with that. I used to struggle with speaking up, sometimes setting boundaries. Like, if I'm feeling a particular way, you can tap on anything.
Interesting.
Anything.
I will try it. I tried it once and then I fell off the wagon and I never came back.
Yeah.
But I think this is my cue to go back. Okay, cool. So tell us about your spiritual journey. Like, how did you even end up tapping? How's your life
end up
like?
Tapping? Oh my gosh.
Just a spiritual journey. How are you here?
How am I here? Interesting question. So... it's such a long story. I'm trying to see how to not take a whole hour for it. Yeah, the TLDR version. So I basically had like this, like out of body, experience, awakening journey thing. Like I was even before that. Like I was in the pits, like the depths of the darkness.
What do you mean?
I was basically having the dark night of the soul, but it was like way there, like way down there.
Yeah.
And like it was just, when you're in that place, I can say this now being on the other side of that.
Always.
Of that particular one. They come and go. They come and go.
Yeah.
But that particular one, I think that was the one which shifted a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like this proverbial line in the sand. Like, it's like there's a life before that and then after that. Mm-hmm. And that one started off with, when you're in that place, you would do anything to feel better, where everything. And then in hindsight, even when I was much after, I went through that, I came across something about the Saturn returns and things like that, like in astrology. And I was like, that was my Saturn return that I was going through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you been past yours?
Yeah.
Does that thing end? I need to learn more about it.
It doesn't feel like it ends, but it, like,
I was told like 3 years ago. I'm like, you're ending your Saturn return, and I'm like, I'm told this 3 years ago. Why am I still feeling like?
Where is it still feeling like this? Okay, I still feel like I'm just still navigating those things and the lessons and integrating them and stuff. But yeah, so that was like, that was what it was. So even when someone comes and starts saying, oh, all of these things, I'm like, please, like, I've I didn't know about these things back then. I found out about them afterwards. It's
Yeah.
real. I could not make it up. But anyway, so yeah, I was at, the complete bottom of the bottom. Like I couldn't even imagine.
Was it triggered by anything? Your career, your family, your parents, you're bringing
Do you know what?
something?
Honestly, if I'm looking at it, being very honest, it just felt like anything that could go wrong was going wrong in my life.
Is it a specific year? Is it 2019?
No, it was before. So there was a lot
Okay.
of, it was a lot of, I mean, the culmination was 2019, but it was things that were, by that point, I think I was already it was already a few years in the making. But it was just like things adding up. And it just got to a point where I was like, oh my God, I just kind of don't want to exist. Like it'd be just, it'd be better and easier and like for me to just not be here because then it was just too much.
Did you contemplate suicide?
No, but it definitely did cross. Like, this is not something.
That's
this is the first time.
contemplating.
This is the first time I'm speaking publicly about this, but it was kind of that. I mean, it was just like one of those things where I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Like what am I here? Like this is not supposed to be this hard. Surely.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I've been through hard, but that was hard. Like it just felt like it was me against the world. Anyways, and like that was where I was. So at that point, I would have done anything to feel better. Anything. Give me the smallest thing. So I was just trying all of these things. It makes you open. Whereas once you are closed, so even for any of the listeners, anyone who's listening in on this, and this is where you are, you're in a beautiful place to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it opens you up. It's like,
I like that.
What
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Like
that opened you up to what came.
It cracks you up. And then, so what happened? So it was just, one thing led to another. And even as I'm, I often think about it and I'm having these conversations, even sometimes I'm like, gosh, that path was really being laid. Like, even in hindsight, it was just really being laid out of like how the crumbs were being fed and given to me. Obviously, I didn't know them then. The famous Steve Jobs quote of like, you can only connect the dots looking backwards, never forwards.
Yeah.
So now that I look back and I'm like, oh, they were really like, it was just there. It was a whole trail. I was just having to walk the path and it was unfolding at that time. So I had this and that was in 2019.
So before 2019.
Yeah.
And you're having this dark night of the soul. So just allow me to go back a bit.
Yeah.
Were you religious or spiritual when you were being raised, when you were growing up?
Yeah.
And then did that collapse with the dark night of the soul for you? And what else happened?
Good question. I was brought up religious. But I was ventured more, like I've gone through a whole thing, like, whereas like, okay, now, like I'm atheist or, now I'm like agnostic or spiritual. So I'm by that point, I was already like identifying as spiritual.
But there's a God, there's source.
Yeah, their source. Their source. there's that infinite like energy or mind or whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a tricky conversation to have sometimes. It's so
but
nuanced.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It actually very much makes sense.
Because I'm like, I can feel the energy.
Yeah.
I can feel the energy. There's something there that's kept me going, even till now. Like even when I was little, I could feel like there's something keeping me here.
Yes.
And I experienced that even during this phase where I told you I had the out of body, like the whole big awakening and everything, because a lot of those things I was not aware of at that time. And I was like, oh, I thought I was spiritual.
Did you really have an out of body? Like I really,
completely, like
what
I was
happened?
out. I was out.
I thought it was just a phrase. What happened?
No. I was completely out. Like I was at the end of the session, I was in a sound healing session.
Interesting.
It was a full moon. Incidentally. So, and I don't think, it felt really long, but I think now in hindsight, when I think about it, I don't think it was for that long, but it was a whole thing. And that really kickstarted my healing journey, because before that, I was into personal development and everything, manifestation, the secret, all of that. But that really kickstarted my healing journey.
So the out of body experience in the sound healing on a full moon.
Yes. Yeah.
were you going there because you knew the power of sound healing and the full moon?
No.
Why were you
I didn't
going
know
there?
any of these things. That's what I'm saying. Like, I did not know any of these things. The only thing I knew, I was given, this is what I'm saying, the breadcrumbs. Okay. Months prior, I was given my first crystal, which
Wow.
was a rose quartz. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I did not know anything because to me, I was just like, growing up, like we got those, I think in Healthy You and everything, we got those crystal, like the bracelets and everything. I was like, what does this work on? Like, this does work. I'm getting all of these things and nothing is working. Like, they're all fads. And
Where were you getting the crystal for?
I was given it. I was gifted it. This one.
For no reason, just as a gift?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a whole, like, it was my cousin's wedding. She was just gifting us. Like,
Okay, so
she
it
gifted
wasn't for a
us.
spiritual reason?
No. It was
I
just
see.
a gift, like, here, you're my, like, little
Yeah.
bridesmaids, whatever. It was just
Okay.
for us girls, a few of us. So, and I think because, again, it was wedding, love-related, whatever. So
Yes.
it's, like, love,
Yeah.
the crystal of love. So, yeah, I was gifted that. And I was like, I have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
Or how to do this. So her sister, my other cousin, she was more aware of these things and stuff, quite into them. I didn't believe in these things back then. I was like, what is, again, like I'm saying, just when you were younger, like people, I mean, they still do it now, because I think probably, I don't know if it was bigger market then or something, but it was just these crystal things, like bracelets or jewelry or
still
whatever. They're there, but now at least we have ways of verifying sources and stuff.
yeah.
At that time, it was just those normal kawaida shops that were
It was
giving them.
like very hippie.
It was a
just
very hippie. Yes, but it was
for
also
those
like
people.
the shops that had them were like. Now I would question like, why do you have these things? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
are these
Do you
genuine?
understand
Do you
them?
understand them? Like things
Yeah.
like that. But there was no awareness of these things back then, right? Several years ago.
So crystal.
So
sound healing.
yeah, so I was given this, and I was just told like, just go and look up cleansing the thing, and how a bunch of stuff will come up. So that time it came up with full moon and all of that. And one of the ways of cleansing crystals is the Tibetan bowls, right?
Okay.
So I came across that, and I was like, on YouTube, I came across the monks playing the bowls, the sound bowls and stuff. So I was like, this sounds so incredible. I wish there was something like that here. Lo and behold, after a few weeks.
Interesting.
And this was I was given this months prior. I didn't do anything with it. And I guess at the time I was ready. That's when I started looking into it. And I was like, oh, wow. As soon as I thought that, I think within a couple of weeks, I saw an acquaintance friend post something about a session being done on Instagram, an in-person session that happened to be their very first one that they were doing in that way. And
Here in Nairobi.
Here in Nairobi. And I went for that. And the first one was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, I couldn't sit still. And then the guy was like, just, keep coming, just doing it, whatever.
Was it being led by a Buddhist?
Sorry?
Was it being led by a Buddhist?
No.
Just a regular Indian?
Yeah.
Indian?
Yeah.
Okay. It would have shocked me if it was being led by African.
No.
Okay, cool.
So, and I don't think people, like, again, at that time,
was
there was
still
not many people doing
a
that
small
kind
group
of stuff.
of
Yeah, it was very
people.
small. So, then he's like, yeah, these are just excess energies, whatever. I've always been fascinated by these things anyways. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll go. And I kept going. He's like, try 4 or 5 sessions each week, because they were doing them weekly. And I was like, it made me feel better. Again, keeping in mind, the core of this was, I was going for it to make me feel better in any way, shape, or form.
Yes.
So that's what I went for. And the third one happened. It was 3, right? Lucky number 3.
Wow.
It was the third one. It was a full moon. I had my little trusty crystal with me that I was like, oh, let's cleanse this, So yeah, that's what I went for. And I was put back. Let me tell you, I was put back in my body by force, because that's when I met guides.
Please
I did
tell
not
me
know
that
any
story.
of these things. I did not know
Please.
any of these
What
things. I did not
happened?
know about guides. I did not know about spirit team. I did not know about yes, I knew about manifestation and stuff, but from a very 3D, like the secret
manifest
kind of
money, car,
perspective,
job.
or but like from a very like this is the physical world, like
Yeah.
this is how a very
Yeah.
materialistic way, not from the actual very spiritual non-physical way. Whereas like I wasn't even here, I wasn't in this world, let me tell you that.
What happened?
I was not in this world. So I was like somewhere like, honestly, I don't even remember much. I recorded a whole episode on this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us where to find it.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys where to find it. But so we're not taking up too much time on this.
Cool.
But I do have like there's a whole, because I just kept having the same conversations. Like it's just easier to put it on a podcast,
I see.
But yeah. So again, with that, not too much to like self promote, but just go and listen to that one.
Self-promote.
Yeah,
Go listen if you have
go and have a
out
listen.
of body experience, please. This
Go and
is
have a
one,
listen.
the first person on my show. Yay!
Yeah. So
So after that, how did it progress? Your
as
spiritual
soon as
journey?
I went in one person, I came out another.
Oh, really?
I went in like completely unaware of these things. I came out and I'm like, I will never be the same again. Life will never be the same again.
Interesting.
I will like no one can ever convince me again that none of like this stuff is not real because it exists.
Nice.
And
I like
that opened up my intuition. That started off a lot of deep healing. Opened me up more than I was already cracked open. It opened me up even more. But as soon as I left there, keep in mind, I cannot stress this enough. I did not know about these things. Okay? I walked out on my way home, on my drive home. I kept seeing all the triple plate numbers
Really?
everywhere. And it's not stopped since then.
Oh wow! I'm glad to also have you who sees angel numbers,
Yeah.
the triple numbers, because I love
Everywhere.
them. I love them.
Everywhere.
It just started all of us. It starts all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen before, and then it just starts happening.
Yeah, exactly. So that was me. Like I walked
Wow.
in not knowing any of these things. I walked out and I'm noticing triple three. And in a day, it was so, I mean, it got to a point where it was so overwhelming because I was seeing them literally, I kid you not, there was one time I was working with a coach at that time. I think on my way to her place or on the way home or something, because I was telling her this was, happening almost simultaneously as I was working with her.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my God, I have seen literally, and I still remember that so vividly, on the road, every other in the traffic, every other car was a triple number. Every other car.
You know what? There's the day I started seeing numbers. I was in Yaya, around Yaya, that roundabout.
Yeah.
I was crossing, and I think it was one of my worst days. I was so down. I don't remember why. I don't know why that thought just came back. And then I'm crossing the road, and every other car, I kid you not, was a triple number.
Yeah.
And it was my first time, and I'm like, what the hell
What's
is
going
happening?
on?
I crossed the road, called my mother, because I was like, Mom, there's something happening to me. And ever since now, I went and Googled or whatever. Maybe I didn't Google, but I was so freaked out. Because there's no way at a junction, 666, 999, triple three, how did they... Yeah. So I have goosebumps listening to you.
Yeah, because
it's
like
real.
11:11, 10:10 on the clock, 23:23.
I know.
11:10 was another one that I kept seeing. I see very often. And then the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's crazy.
Everywhere. Triple zeros I'm seeing somewhere else. Even now, like yesterday, I was out somewhere and I just left feeling so good, so aligned and everything. I was on my way home. All the triple eights you can think of.
I like that. I'm going to do, I have done this before somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll do it again to just explain what the triple numbers mean to some people. There are some that are showing you warning signs. Like when I see a 666, I just had a negative thought and they're like, you need to chill. I'm like, okay, fine, I chill. So at this point, I actually talk to my guides and angels because I now speak to the other realm using numbers. Anyway, after that, what
that's
happened?
so cool.
It's so cool.
So after that, like I'm saying, it kickstarted that journey. And I was looking, then COVID happened.
Oh, that's 2019.
This was 2019, and then this was towards the end, not quite the end, but it was the later part of the year.
Interesting. Just before COVID.
Well before COVID. Well before COVID, and then 2020 happened. Manifested my admission.
Yeah, and you have to tell us about manifestation because you do that as well, right?
Yeah, so it's part of the work because obviously you can't be healing and not manifesting. Like I think it's an inherent
Actually
thing.
that's
Because I started off with manifestation and then I moved into confidence and voice activation.
Oh, you'll tell us that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was
2020.
so 2020, and then I was already looking at. So again, after that, I'd started thinking about like, what do? I need to do something. I need to do something. Like not that I need to, but like I wanted to. There's just again utilizing this wisdom it was a sudden wisdom really, and opening up and everything, and it was like the natural thing was energy healing, and I was like, what do I do Reiki. Reiki was coming to Reiki because at that time what happened was I'd started watching which one did I was watching a show, one of these old Indian epics. I think it was Sri Ganesh or one of them, or Krishna, one of them. And, I don't know. I don't know. Like some of these things are, they're just intuitive downloads.
Yes.
So I'd asked someone and gotten a Reiki teacher's number because, again, there were not many people doing or teaching at that time as well.
Yeah.
And I got someone's number. I sat on it until I think around COVID or just before COVID, and then COVID hit, and it happened to be that the days that she was teaching were the days that I was away from the office.
And by the way, you are a lawyer.
I am a lawyer.
And you are practicing.
Yeah.
I emphasize this because spirituality is not for creatives or lazy people or people in the ditches. Like there's that misconception.
Yeah.
Like a whole person with a brain.
Yeah.
Very intelligent.
Yeah.
Can experience guides and out-of-body experiences.
Yeah.
Please.
But, I think the thing to note there as well is also opening ourselves up and being open. Because sometimes if we're too much in our brains, like lawyers are.
Yeah.
Or accountants or just generally academics are.
Yeah. Too much in the left brain.
We're not dropping down or allowing ourselves to drop down into our bodies because we're constantly in that... and that's changing. Don't get me wrong, that's changing. Like there's a lot of other people who are also lawyers, women I've come across who are very more open. They're more operating out of that feminine energy, out of that, like, the desireness of doing it. Desireness, I've just made a word up. But like the desire that do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
the pull.
That pull of doing it, but also doing it in a way that fits you, not from the
inherent. It's
inherent, like the hustle and grind and the the clenching and tensing up of the body. Just relaxing, and then going into it. And yes, we're going to ebb and flow between the two. But I think the important thing is to always be open to it.
I mean,
keep
if you're
an
not
open
open, you'll
mind.
be cracked.
Yeah,
Open.
yeah, you'll be cracked. You will be cracked open, my friends. You will be cracked open.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm following this story up because why it's important to me is because there might be people who are going through it, and maybe when they hear your story, they will relate, and then they won't feel as lost. Because clearly, when we were going through it, we felt lost. I felt so confused,
and I was just like, I don't have anyone to talk to about this because, first of all, let me just also say, I felt crazy.
I know.
I was just like, what is going on? So I didn't even share in that when they called for sharing and stuff.
Yeah,
I was like. I feel crazy, and I don't know, maybe I've just made that, and it's going to sound like it's going to feel like you're making things up because, again, that's the creative part of the mind. That's the subconscious. It will feel like you're making things up,
I wonder how people can balance between delusion, because it exists. Making things up exists.
It does.
But how can people
Delulu is the Delulu, my friend.
How can people know the difference?
Good question. We don't. We don't always.
I think so.
We don't
you
always.
Just trust.
Yeah, you trust. Like, I think it's a knowing. It's like just tune in and ask yourself, like, is this something like intuitive? Is it? But I think you just have to trust. But you'll know when you're lying to yourself.
That's true. And also the repetition of it. If it keeps coming, because for example, the numbers, if you surely, if they don't stop, there has to be something. You have to look it up. You have to ask someone. Yeah.
But you see, again, the thing was like, I wasn't familiar with it. So when I experienced the getting out, like coming out,
Yeah.
I was just like,
I wouldn't
I
have
just-
believed you.
I was just like, I made this up. Yeah, but you see, it wasn't a full on, like, any random person I was going and telling. It was in that session. I was really scared. I was like, oh my God, like, I've just made this stuff up. Like, does this exist? You know?
Yeah.
And it was, people who are listening, they're aware to some extent of this kind of stuff anyways.
I really hope so.
You know?
And just know you're not alone.
Yeah, but the fact that you're listening, if you're listening to this right now,
There's a reason. It's
there's
a sign.
reason. It's a sign. You might either be going through this and it's, come to you at divine timing.
Yes.
Or it's something that you've already been through, but they're kind of like you're experiencing the steps, the baby steps, and maybe you're in a position where you've already experienced it, but you don't know
That's
like
true.
who to talk to. There's so many people out there. There's a whole community.
We have
By the way, there's a
communities.
lot of people. Let's just also put it this way: there's a lot of people. The more I open up at this, the more I realize there's so many people in a spiritual closet.
That's such a thing. It's a thing. I think this is how I
There's
will label
so
this.
many people in a spiritual
getting
closet,
out
and I'm
of
like,
the
yeah,
spiritual
need to
closet.
get out,
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Spiritual closet is a real thing.
'Cause-
Especially in Africa. I
think-
assume.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, these are the interactions I've had mostly here, but a lot of people, you'd be surprised. Like sometimes I've brought these things up randomly with the most random person. I'm like, and they've gotten on board and we've had a whole full-fledged conversation. I'm like, wow, I'd never have thunk it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Continue. So now you are in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all of that has happened.
Reiki.
And then, and then I did Reiki. And that first attunement was mind-blowing.
Oh, you did the class?
I
You
did
took
the class. I did the class. So I'm attuned to master level.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Okay, continue.
Yeah. So I did that. And oh my God, that opened me up even more. It opened up my intuition. It
You
opened me
have
up
way too many
fully.
things. You have way too many things that I feel like
Fully.
you're still in the closet about. I just have to say this.
Really?
Yes.
Like what?
I don't know. They
What do you
keep
mean?
coming up. You need to keep opening yourself
they'll
up.
come. They'll come. I'm telling you. So there's a few more. So
Wow.
So I did this, and then it just again the intuition just like again super open. Sometimes it was overwhelming, and I've never in my life before that time been afraid of sleeping at night
Really?
or being afraid of the dark.
What happened?
Being afraid of the dark because I started. I was so
Getting in
open.
and out?
No, I was so open, but I started seeing things
Like?
just things, entities, spirits, whatever.
For real?
Yeah.
Like a medium? Could you see dead people?
No, I don't know if that was.
If they were
I think
dead.
it was still very. It was very uncontrolled. Let me just put it that way. It was very uncontrolled. It was uncontrolled.
I feel like this is the coolest story ever.
Really.
I know, so excited. You should feel my body right now. Like, so cool.
And I'm also just like, oh my God, maybe you'll edit this out because I'm just like,
No. No.
I've never
no
opened up
way.
like this before.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you're probably serving so many people, but please continue.
Yeah.
You started sensing energies, sensing.
Yeah, a lot. But to a point where,
presences.
but because then, I didn't have anyone, I didn't find anyone.
True. There was
to-
no one.
There was no one to, kind of help me with this because these are not things you can do on your own. You need
Guidance.
support, you need guidance from someone who's more experienced.
Yes, masters.
I had to somehow I was like, okay, I need to go to the light. Just what we were talking about earlier. And I was like, okay, fine, you need to, just calm down, you guys. I can't.
I see.
So yeah, over time, I think that just again doing the Reiki, keeping up with it, that helped. But I think over time it was a slow fade probably. I had to, and a lot of these things, they're conscious until they become unconscious, whereas just very intentional of I'm not ready for this. This is too much. Sorry, this is too much for me. I need to until I'm ready,
Yeah,
until I
for
find
sure.
the right person to guide me. Then again, they can open me up
Yes.
in that way.
Yes.
So I had to do that. But yeah, that
I like that.
happened. And then, so I just kept on doing that. And then there was a course I'd signed up for. And I don't know, again, mid to end of the year or something, I just kind of set an intention. I know, all of these things are coming at me. At that point, I'd already gained a lot of just wisdom in the sense of I'd experienced these things. My life was shifting and changing. I was becoming an entirely different person. How can I share this? Like, I want to share this. And at some level, again, when I was little, this is what I used to do. I was like, I loved all of these things. I want to share it. I want to speak. I want to do these things. But they just felt like such a far-fetched concept, when you're like a little tiny tot. Like, I'm too young to be speaking on stages. I'm too young to be, I don't know, the general perception of coaches, like, you're too young, like, you don't have that much experience of life or whatever, like, you're too young. Who are you to tell me anything?
Yeah.
Please, let's be honest. Like, there's young, little teenagers who are, or even tiny, like, toddler, well, not toddlers literally, but there's still a lot of young kids who are in the speaking, like, I've come across on reels on, like, Instagram and stuff, that they're doing speaking. And I think it's such a, like, stop putting your limitation. We're souls that have incarnated into the body. The wisdom of the soul is unmatched.
It's so I don't know why you keep transforming in front of my eyes. I know
Really?
I'm not making it up. Yeah. So if you were to speak on stage right now, if I stood you up on stage right now, what would you speak about?
What should I
and
speak
don't
about?
do the coaching thing. Don't say the coaching thing.
No, I'm not saying the coaching thing.
The spiritual
stuff.
thing. Yeah. What
What
would
would I
you give back
speak
to
on?
the audience?
Such a good question. There's so many things. I don't know, just taking your power back. Take your power back. Like,
Using
stop
this-
leaking it.
That.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Say more about that.
Same. You're putting me on a spot here. It's like just identifying where, again, what we did a little bit earlier, is just identifying. Coaching is tied into it, to be honest. Like,
For
but
sure
it's
it
just
is.
identifying where are you leaking your power? Where are you telling yourself the story that you're not powerful? Because, again, just circling back to, this thing, I'd set the intention, and what came through for me was coaching. Is like, you are so much more powerful than you were ever made to believe. That was my little tagline. You're so much more powerful than you were ever made to believe.
Yeah.
So it comes back to, that is what ultimately my confidence, the voice activation, everything that I've done, the manifestation, all of that leads back to reminding you of your power, because you're so much more powerful than you were made to believe.
You are much more, you don't see your power. I don't know if, do you believe that you see your power, or do you know you're powerful?
I know I am,
In
but
a concept.
It's a concept, but there's still, there's still a lot of growth. There's still a lot of reclamation
No,
for me
there
to do.
isn't. Let me tell you why there isn't. Because in your explanation, what sounded like was coming out was a past life thing. And I was going to ask you, have you done a past life regression?
I have.
I know you have.
Yes, multiple times.
I know the Akashic one you mentioned.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to get at is, I feel like for a moment there, I saw, as if I saw you in a past life.
Yeah.
Living in your full glory of your ability, the intuition being heightened. Those abilities basically came to life. And I understand your need to get a master in guidance in this lifetime. Yeah. But what just happened there was just you shape-shifted into the you then, who was ready.
Yeah.
Who was already everything, who was already powerful and serving people. Because I could feel the connection between you and you being in service to humanity with that power. Mm-hmm. So we need to stop there, because if we continue, there will be the things of this lifetime which will put you back in a box, and then we have to be ready again. So what am I saying? What did your first life regression show you about you, that other one, the one I saw? If at all.
There is one that's coming to mind, because even as you were talking, it's just flashing in my, in the front of my eyes. I'm not sure if I'm ready to share about it yet, but it is very spot on in the sense of it was a power position. It was very up, heightened. It was in service. Yeah.
I'm so spot on.
It was in service. It was in service.
Because I see it.
But there was also maybe an element of suppression in a sense of like early cutting it off. Mm-hmm. Maybe. But I'm still there's still a lot of these things I'm fully integrating. Having said that, do you know I've traveled to this said past life in a tapping? I don't
For
know.
real.
I'm putting this out here because I don't know if I know of anyone who has regressed while tapping.
I'm shocked. As in, I knew about tapping. I knew a bit.
I have
but I'm
literally-
shocked that
yeah.
it has that much in
One
power.
time,
Wow.
during one of my sessions, again, it was last year. I don't know. Again, I don't fully remember the whole, again, it's different in the moment than
Yes.
much after. But I was so in the intensity of it that I remembered that past life. And that came to me. And then incidentally, in a different, which is there's another regression type hypnosis style that, I don't remember the name of the type of hypnosis,
Yeah.
but they take you in the past and to uncover and unravel all of these things. I went back to the same one. It was like,
Same one.
okay.
Same one?
Yeah, same one.
Must be the one I saw.
Same one. Yeah, that's the one. I think
There's
that's the same
no
one
way
you
it's
saw.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the same one you
See?
saw.
So you can't tell me. So what you're saying, what you should be saying is, I have the power right now, and then I just need the guide to help me serve,
Yes.
not anything else.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. But which isn't that true for everyone else as well? It's not just for me.
No.
It's not.
No, no, that is personal.
There you go. Yeah.
So have you? Okay, I even think that is enough for even the past. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much, but I think I've nailed it. That's how I feel. I've nailed it. And now, is there a guide? Do you have a guide?
I think I got to a point. Yes, there is a guide. There is a guide. I could probably do a better. There's a whole team.
No, not physical.
Then-
like a guide, like a master.
Oh, like a
Like the way
master.
you had
For
a
me
Reiki
here,
master.
like,
Yes,
yeah.
for you to tap into
Um,
this part of you.
No, I haven't found the person like who can,
Okay.
like,
Bring it out for you to serve us.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll come when the time is right.
For
You know, I
sure.
think it's still, a lot of it is unfolding, unraveling. There's a lot of me having to step fully into my power as well.
You 100%.
Yeah.
This is a sign.
Yes, this is a sign.
This podcast is a sign.
So it's happening. I know it's going to come about, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that needs to happen beforehand.
Yeah.
Certain
Preparation.
those kinds of like those. I say condition, but not in the conditions in the sense of like A, B, C. Like
Yes,
no.
I get you.
But I think spiritual conditions in that way.
Yes,
if
I get
if we
that.
can term it that way,
Yeah.
that need to be kind of like met
Aligned.
and ticked off and aligned, like things coming, and it's happening. It's happening, but it's a whole process.
I wish you could feel how I'm feeling. I don't know how I feel. I feel good.
How do you feel?
I feel power. There's a lot of power here in the room. And I'm very, very, I feel energy is I think it's one of my gifts.
Yeah.
So I feel goddess energy. I do. I just can't explain it. That's the
Yeah.
word that came to my mind, and it's a lot of it. And it's
That's the past life.
benevolent. We have to talk about this after this, because I'm just going to go crazy. Yeah, that's how I feel. And I'll tell you this afterwards, because I don't want to bring it all out here, but it's a lot of energy, like filling this room.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
energy, but very positive, very uplifting. Goddess is what's coming to my mind, like goddess energy.
Yeah.
Cool. So now take us from there and tell us how now you came to your current coaching.
Yeah. So I did, where did we? Yeah, so I set the intention. That came through. When I tell you it came through in a visceral, like, it wasn't a cognitive thing.
Yeah.
I did not know. Even now, like, I still struggle to put it into words. I think I've just gotten a little bit better at explaining it, but it was a full body, like, encoding of this is what it is. This is what you're here to do. Claim it. Do it. So I was like, oh, wow. And the funny thing is, I already had the page since well before. I was like, okay, this is what it's meant to be used for, because I'd started off the page. I wanted to do this again, like I'm saying. I wanted to do it for a long time before. I just didn't feel qualified. I didn't feel, the confidence to do it. I started this thing off as a quotes page.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started off as a quotes page. And even then, I was still doubting myself and overthinking a lot of things. Until, and this came, I was like, oh, the page is already ready. I'd had it almost 2 years prior. I started it even before, well before the Grand Awakening. I had it before. And I was like, okay, so now this is what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just started. I was like, okay, fine. So I started sharing a lot of, whatever I was learning, whatever was coming through for me, whatever was being ingrained, inside.
Yeah.
And
so how was it manifesting on the outside? How are you manifesting it on the outside? In what ways?
What do you mean?
Were you doing programs?
No, I was just sharing. I was too scared. So that was a lot of for me again, getting in my own way and not fully there was a lot of I don't know how to put it. There was a lot of doubt, but there was a lot imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to do this?
I see.
I don't know any of these things. I can't talk about huge, manifest liar. But it was still there was people out there sharing these huge things that just suddenly happened for them, which by the way, just doesn't exist. A lot of these things, even people were sharing oh, I had this big, money is usually the biggest one people share.
Yeah.
Oh, I went from 0 to 10K months or whatever. Or love of my life and blah, blah, blah. We see those as the biggest ones. But what they're not sharing a lot of the times, in my experience and observation, is there was a lot of work being done beforehand.
And we're talking about now manifestation.
Yeah.
Proper.
Yeah. So you see, I was comparing myself, my behind the scenes, to those highlight reels that were 2020, 2021. We knew what the state of the world was, what kind of messaging things were going on. And I was just comparing myself to that. And I was like, who am I to do this? And then there's other people who would come. So what is your niche? Trying to box you in. What's your niche? What is this? And I'm like, I don't know. I just, again, like I said, it was a very visceral coding. I didn't have any language for it.
Yeah.
But what I wasn't aware of, which is what I try and bring more into my work now, is where can you experiment and play? How can you make it an experiment? How can you have fun with it instead of everything just being super up in your brain, in your head, kind of, it has to be this way, super strategic.
Have you come up with an answer for that?
I'm still playing and still experimenting.
Oh.
And, it's, a lot of it is in terms of the niche and all, don't listen to people. You do you. All those people are also dealing with their own stuff. It was just about discernment of who are you listening to?
Yeah.
Are those people where you're at? Have they achieved? Sometimes the answer might be yes, but then it's does it feel right? Because they don't, again, coming back to not giving you power or reclaiming it, where you're outsourcing that to other people's opinions instead of trusting yourself.
That's true, because that's not power.
That's not power.
If you're gonna,
if you're trusting, if you're outsourcing it, and again, it's so multifaceted, it's so layered, where sometimes we can be I can tell you this one instance and this example we're talking about, and there's so many things that inform that, and all of those layers need to be addressed at different levels. It's not just one thing. We're not just one thing. We're not just one part. We're all the parts summed up together, working as a whole.
Yeah.
So again, it's treating yourself as a whole person, but where can you, am I making sense? I feel like I'm okay.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of stuff. Where do you not, just first of all, don't listen to those people. And something I had to learn, and I'm still learning, the lessons still keep getting served. And this is where human design came into the picture.
Yes, please, let's talk about it a bit.
So once I found out I did my human design, I oh my God, everything became so clear.
Were
It
you-
still continues becoming clear.
Were you doing it out of curiosity to understand yourself better?
Yeah, it was just something that kept coming up for me. So the first time I did was like, I don't know, this doesn't make sense, whatever. Left it aside for several months.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow, somewhere, I don't know, I can't tell you exactly what happened, what, possessed me to look into it again. I was like, let's see what this is. Because it doesn't make sense. For a newbie, for someone who's just come across it, if I tell you, go generate your chart, it's not going to make sense. You need to make it make sense.
Yeah.
So,
So
I
did
don't
you
know,
find-
something, I can't tell you what possessed me to, do it. Like, I found my human design, things just suddenly started making sense, right? It all just started clicking for me, and I'm like, oh, this is my design, this is my type, this is my authority, this is my strategy. This is why, and I was saying this for the longest time before, this is why I feel like I trigger people. I was saying it so many times before. I was like, I would tell people, I'm having a conversation with you and we're talking about, people, friendships, relationships, generally, whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, I met these people, but like after one or two things, like, I don't know. And it used to keep on repeatedly happening. I was like, yeah, I don't know why, but I just keep triggering people. I don't know why. I don't know what I've done wrong. I don't know what it is.
So did you found out what it was?
But yeah, it was my type. I'm a reflector. We're the 1% unicorns in the world. So what we do, we're basically mirrors for you. So whatever you see in yourself, I'm just reflecting back to you.
Really?
Unknowingly.
Now I have to look at the whole
Unknowingly.
afternoon
Yeah.
and see what triggered me.
Yeah.
What
But
I
it's not
saw in
necessarily
you.
triggers, but it's also gifts, right? Like you've pointed out so many gifts to me.
Oh,
So it's not always the dark side, it's also the light side. But
Really?
a lot of people, if you're getting triggered, let's be honest, a lot of the triggers are the shadow,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
So
I didn't get triggered, but I saw a lot of power. So that's a good thing.
it's a good thing.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you. But, and I think it's also been just a lot of work, a lot of healing
I know.
to get to that point.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, life has been anything but easy or smooth sailing, right? There's been a lot of like undoing, unraveling, reclaiming. If I can use, like, yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
Reclaiming.
So, yeah,
I like that.
reclaiming and deconditioning as well, which comes from human design. So that helped me start when I came across that, anything that felt like a weakness to me automatically transformed into strength. I trigger people. Oh my God, I trigger people.
I see.
Do you notice the difference?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God, for me, I trigger people. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I trigger people.
Yeah, I get
That's
it.
a good
I get it.
thing. Like, now if you're triggered,
You
that's on
wake
you.
me up. Yeah.
Yeah,
to
that's on you.
something.
I've done my job. I wasn't intentional.
I really love that.
It wasn't intentional, and even with a lot of things. So that started, and I started diving deeper into it and learning more, getting more, deconditioning, identifying where the centers, where was I taking in from other people, like their conditioning, or their stories or their energy, which was not mine to take, right? So again, like just using that, and I started noticing that in my clients. So anytime I'm working with someone, I'm like, they're going on about a story, and I'm like, hang on, this same thing is coming up. So what's your human design? Let me just quickly look it up. So I look up, and I'm like, most of the time, I'm not saying I was correct all of the times, but most of the times I'm like, oh, this is why this makes sense, because you're not self-theme, or you're not operating out of alignment with who you're meant to be in your blueprint. So let's just take this, shift it, and then see how you're feeling. So that's how I brought that in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You'll do my human design chart.
Yes.
Yay.
I'll do your human design chart.
Interesting.
So I ended up learning a lot just from my own things, from observation and observing a lot of other people, and how they're speaking, how they're doing, and even in human design, we have the conscious and unconscious. We have different, the gates, the channels, whatever. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
You did the whole thing? I think it's a big thing.
It's a very big thing. It's a very big thing.
Did you do all of it?
No, I'm
half
still
of it?
learning. I'm still learning.
Because I think my friend just did a bit. But I
Yeah.
feel like you know so much more.
But I
About
haven't
it.
done it. I'm just self-taught. Like I've just
See,
gone
you have so much.
learning. I've just gone and like gone digging and learning, and I've literally like one client was like, "Oh my God, this changed my life." um, she went on to do like some certification and stuff for it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've had another client I've been working with, not strictly human design. I have pulled up her chart, I think, but we've not had to use it so much. But we've done tapping, and she's like, I think a couple of sessions, and she's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. This feels so good. Like it feels like I've had a couple of years of therapy in these sessions."
Interesting.
So yeah, it just really depends, and that's where my gift comes in. Is like with the human design, owning that and being like, yeah, I see you. Like I see you. I can take it in. I know what you're feeling, but I can see and feel and identify. And I'm like, yeah, this is what we're doing because I'm just reflecting back to you.
Yeah.
Where are you triggered? Okay, let's work on that.
That's beautiful. What you did for me back there was like magic.
Yeah.
So
and you see, it wasn't even effort. It was just like we're just having a conversation.
But you brought so much out of me, and it was transmuted in the moment.
Yes.
So I just have to say that.
Yeah.
Wow, you're really good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. And then after that, after human design, what else did you do?
What did I do?
So that's I'm taking this journey to where you are right now, voice coach. And a confidence coach.
Yeah, so I came across human design, started integrating that. And then I just kept on going, figuring things out. And then I think some of the journey is a bit fuzzy as well for me right now. But I think because I think by that point I was already almost coming here to this point. Oh, and then I discovered tapping somewhere along the way. Now timelines are blurring because I don't know which one came first. But I'm pretty sure that tapping came afterwards, after the human design. And
when you say clients, what clients are you referring to?
People I worked with.
Legal clients?
No. Clients, coaching clients.
So you got into coaching
completely differently. While I was still working.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was still working. But I was, I started, like I told you, when I had the download. And I had the page already. I didn't even need to start it up. Like, I already had the stuff. It was just me to show up. And I was just, recording stories, doing things in the evening or over lunch or something like that. But I was really trying to manage, which was becoming difficult for me because I was also going through, I don't know if you can call it, I don't know if I want to call it, I'm pretty sure it was adrenal fatigue, which turned into chronic fatigue. So it's still something I'm, having to balance or manage or something. Like if I push myself a little too hard on the good days, like it'll take me back. So I have to really be mindful of how I'm showing up. Plus, again, reflectors, we're not meant to show up 8 hours a day like generators or manifesting generators are, which is 75% of the population. That's who the 8 or 9 to 5 is made for.
What?
Yeah.
Say that again.
So manifesting generators and generators are the majority of the population.
Manifesting generators?
Yeah.
Who are those?
It's a different type. It's
still in the human design?
Still in human design.
Oh.
Human design.
Okay.
Sorry. I should have. Yeah. So
what do they do?
The rest, it's just the way the chart and their body graph and everything is. But the way they are designed is to work. They're designed to be like the worker bees in some sense.
Really?
And because they're majority of the population, obviously like that influences a lot. Whereas the rest of us, if we're non-sacral beings, we're not meant to show up working and hustling and grinding all hours of the day. We can't. It's going to burn us out.
When you say that earlier, I was like, I wonder where you got this from. And I was like, that validates me.
Yeah.
I really need to see my chart.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Interesting. So
I don't know if it's a thing for every single person because, I wasn't like this before I endured the fatigue, So it's for some, and I haven't have energy. I have energy for days. Like I'm not, I know other people have, again, non-sacral friends, but who are just like pooped out and completely tired. I'm not like that. my fatigue is coming from something else entirely. But there are other people where maybe I don't know. Again, there's so much nuance to this. Like, I can't tell you unless we did a study of this.
Yeah.
But in terms of work and the hustle and the grind, I have energy for days. I can keep on going with certain things, but not if it's something that's like, hustle and grind is the only way I can think of describing it.
You know Dolores Cannon?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a book, I don't know which of how many books she said that in the waves, the first wave, second wave, third wavers, and I think now we've already branched, I think we are third wavers, they are not meant to work 8 to 5. She was saying that they're actually supposed to, they came to sit and spread their energy and transmute and transform. That's what they're supposed to, not just sit like literally, but not become distracted. They're not supposed to distract themselves using other things. They're supposed to sit and transmute and transmit energy as well. So I remember reading that and thinking,
interesting.
This is interesting. It doesn't seem real to me, but the more I keep meeting people, like that's what was crossing my mind when you spoke. I'm like, oh, this is what she was talking about.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So you'll have energy to do what you're supposed to do, but you're not also supposed to get into the system because the system is not what you came here to do, but you will influence the system as you sit back.
Yes. And even as you're saying that, I'm just like, look around us. Look at the state of the world now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it is going in that direction.
That's true, actually.
Of like, where the next, like the Gen Zs versus millennials versus the Gen Xs versus, all the boomers, whatever. If we're going generation by generation, just because it makes it easier to view it that way, that's just a very basic, simplistic way of looking at it, but it's not necessarily. But even if we look at life, like, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, now.
Yeah.
It's such a big difference. Like, that's exactly the direction we've gone in, because in the 80s and 90s, there was still a lot of like, that kind of lifestyle was being promoted actively.
Yeah.
And
it served the purpose
it was
for which
exactly.
It
And you see all of these things at that time, they're serving their purpose. Whatever is happening right now, it's serving its purpose now, but that doesn't mean it's going to work later. It doesn't mean that it would have worked before.
That's true.
But it's very, it's very good for now. It's in the present moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's working now, right? But that doesn't mean it's going to work later.
True. We're going on a tangent. So, and we need to wrap up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the hour is gone, but we haven't even done anything.
Oh
so
my
we have
gosh,
to have another session.
Yeah. Oh, we do. Yes. We'll have a part 2.
We have to have a part 2 because, man, there's so much.
There's so much.
You have so much in you. I can't even describe it. And it needs to come out.
Yes.
And we can't trust you to bring it out. I can't trust you to bring it out.
I guess it's a reflector thing. I don't know.
Is it?
Maybe.
How?
Because we need sounding boards.
That's true.
Yeah.
But now that you say reflector, I'm like, I also think I have too much and I need to bring it out.
Yeah, we all do. And again, I come back to it. We're so much more powerful than we were ever made to believe.
That's
even as little girls, we were told like, oh, that's too much. Don't be too much. Or don't be too much.
I was told that
don't be
so many times.
Yeah, but it's a conditioning because that's what we're told. Don't be too much. Why? What is too much?
I asked.
What is too much?
I
Please.
asked, but there wasn't a response that was going to come.
Yeah.
And at some point you start learning to just be like, okay, maybe there's no answer. Maybe I am too much. And
exactly. And again, that's where the conditioning comes in from, right? Like that's what we want to actively reframe and rework Q and tapping, with all of these things where it's like, oh, this is what I was told is I feel like I'm, just not enough. Okay, I don't feel like I'm enough. You go in a whole thing. And it's always just reminding women, we are so powerful.
We
are so powerful. Why do we feel the need to tell ourselves, oh, this is not going to work. Oh, I'm just not good at this. Oh, I just don't know how to do this. Oh, yeah, there's too many people, there's too many people doing this. Oh, they're not going to like me. Why? Let's reframe those things. And I know they're there. They're ingrained. Okay, let's not fight that. Let's just face that reality of it's there. Yeah. It's there. right? We're all powerful. We're all powerful, like little, what's the word I'm looking for? Pieces. Like we're literally every single one of us is the universe in human form, just experiencing itself.
I like that. I love that.
Right?
I really like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's true. It's true. So
Gives
we're all
perspective.
powerful. We're all gods and goddesses. We're all like, some people might be triggered by this, but whatever. Like, we really are, right? There's a force in us.
I know. I believe.
We
I believe
grew.
it, but when you say it, I'm
Yeah.
like, I see it.
There is a force in us. Like, there's something in us that's causing us to do all of these things. And it's not, I'm not saying, I don't know. I feel like this is such a nuanced topic as well.
It is nuanced. Yeah.
But, you know, I think you know what I mean. But we're the universe in human form experiencing itself, right? And experiencing each other in this way from different perspectives and lenses. Let's honor that. Let's honor that. And reclaim that because, like, come on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is that your parting shot?
I guess so.
We'll have to write to be continued because you haven't finished.
I guess so, yeah.
You
We'll
haven't
come back.
finished.
Because I feel like there's so much more.
There's
We
so
haven't
much
even
more.
spoken about the tapping.
We haven't finished. You haven't spoken about what you do right now for women.
Yeah.
Please come back.
I'll
I
come
hope
back.
you wouldn't mind
I will
coming
come
back.
Oh my God, I'd love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please share with us. And until next time.
Yeah. And you can, if anyone wants to find me, we'll put the link on the podcast in the show notes. I'll give it to you. But you can find me on Instagram at The Optimistic Agenda. And even on Apple, Spotify, it's under The Optimistic Agenda podcast.
Yay.
So yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.